Hey, Dawns ARKS! Welcome to your Phantasy Star podcast recorded live on August 29th, 2025. I am one of your hosts, PrinceBrightstar, and with me here are Rooks and Zance. Go ahead and say hello.
Hi, I'm back again. Hello.
Hello, everyone.
Sorry for the technical difficulties getting the show started this morning. For some reason, there was an issue with these two people as well as the rest of my desktop audio not being picked up by OBS. But at least
I
we are
always have issues. That's nothing new.
Nothing changed. I'm still confused about what happened. But anyway, at least we're up and running here today, and we've got a pretty full headline, or rather, Dawns ARKS for you here. Of course, we got the headline, which we'll be getting into in just a moment here. We'll be joining it a little bit late, but we'll be picking it up from the start, so no worries there. Just a heads up on that, though. The plan is we're going to be stopping a little bit way into it if they're doing the whole thing, if they go that far, because this was actually a live stream, or rather a live event that was done that they've basically just brought into the regular format for us on the global side here. Do either of you two have anything you want to say before we get started here?
No, not really.
It's going to be interesting how they handle this. From what I heard, they were getting some negative feedback even during the live event.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They were.
Yeah, I'm not too up on that portion of it, but I know that at least they start off in like the typical fashion, and then they kind of go into a whole set of interviews with like the voice actors. They go into like a screenshot competition or something like that, hosted by Rappy Kamu, which is the Japanese official community, Twitter, or X as it's called now. Actually, that's been a thing for a while now, but people just continue to call it Twitter. But anyway, yeah, we're gonna cut it off after they kind of get past the normal stuff. But of course, you're invited to check out the rest of that on the official stream if you want to check that out. But as you can see from the other topics we've got today, we got a lot to get through here. So, let's not hold up any further here. Let's go ahead and jump right in on their stuff here.
You want to give the countdown?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sync it up. Oh.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Okay,
Well,
so I'm right where Yui Hasegawa just came on the screen now here.
Okay.
Sorry, that's a few seconds later. Let me know when you're ready.
All right, I'm ready.
Ready.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hello to everyone who came out in person and everyone watching online.
Man, that's really pulled it up close on the audience.
Yep.
It's time for NGS Headline Wave, the official program
It makes me
of
wonder how many
PSO2NGSv2.
they actually had there.
Yeah.
I'm Yui Hasegawa, and I'll be your host for this broadcast. I'll be bringing you all the latest info on NGS. Be sure to stay tuned until the end. This is the first public broadcast of NGS Headline Wave, so I'm more nervous than usual, but I'll do my best to deliver the latest information on NGS to all the ARKs out there. Time to kick things off. This program is to inform players about upcoming campaigns and updates for Sega's online RPG, PSO2 New Genesis version 2, also known as NGS. We will also share messages and answers to player questions from the dev team and provide other game-related info. Tune into this program to learn all you need to know about NGS now and into the future. That's Headline Wave in a nutshell. Without further ado, let's move on to the updates you've all been waiting for. This time, I brought someone with me as a commentator. Everyone, put your hands together for the NGS Series Director, Hamazaki!
Hi everyone.
I don't
I'm
know if I
Aki
can put my
Hamazaki.
hands together.
Nice to meet you all.
Here's the thing. Like, could they get any Could they
Would you
get
mind
when it
briefly
comes to the
introducing yourself?
translators? Could they get anyone that sounds more interested?
Sure. My name is Daiki Hamazaki, and I'm currently the series director
Maybe.
of PSO2 New Genesis.
I don't know. It's
for
they're
having me.
definitely using the same person as they usually do.
Yeah, but it's like, could you sound less
And
interested?
thank you for joining us
God.
today, Hamazaki. Now, let's get back to the updates you've been
Maybe they're
waiting for.
using AI translation.
NGS Hot Information.
First off, I'd like to share some info on the updates for
They
September.
removed
Let's
it.
start with a video.
The thing about they removed something about this. They say that this show is happening live on the global site as well, but no, that wasn't real. They put it in there on the Japanese stream, but it didn't happen.
May have been a misspeak.
All right, so we got a new Alter Realm coming up. Or no, this is the same. This is the same area.
No, this is a new area. There's cliffs and everything.
Well, it's still Ritem, I mean.
Yeah. If I were to guess, this is West Ritem.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
I think I have a theory about what the high enemies and everything is going on here.
Oh, what's that?
This is the simulation system gone completely out of control.
Oh, you mean the thing in Lucille?
Yeah. What's going on is all these enemies. I mean, I'm almost certain that the Starless were. I'm almost certain the Starless were created by the Arcs and use the same, and the dolls use exactly the same technology.
Yep. And sorry, I gotta cut off the music there because I can't let that cause an issue like it did last time. But yeah, no, I think you're on the right track with that one. Will we ever actually get a proper explanation on it? Who knows? But yeah, in the last thing they were showing there that they're actually doing an upgrade for the Crest series, which is kind of interesting because they haven't done upgrades on the high tier stuff before. That just drops. Usually that stuff is good until like the end of the expansion. Or not expansion, but kind of the next 3 to 6 months. It's usually good until the end of.
I think they're playing around with how they handle stuff. Honestly, they just need to go back to collection files.
That would be nice.
I'll agree with you there as well. That at least encourage you to kind of do almost any content aside from some. Okay, are we back?
Are we back?
Uh,
Are we
looks
done
like
with
it.
the technical difficulties?
My goodness, this has been one crazy day. That's for certain. First the audio drivers, and now my graphics driver drops out for some reason. Sorry, everyone. I hope that doesn't happen again. It doesn't even make any sense because I'm not running any games or anything like that in the background here. That's absolutely insane that just happened. I hope I'm not going to have to replace my my graphics card soon.
Hopefully not.
All right. Anyway, I am on the screen where they're doing the backdrop settings. So I don't know how easily you're able to sync up from here.
Yeah, I can sync up there.
Okay.
Give me a moment. Press the digit key and it just threw me all over creation.
At this point, maybe it'd be easier if you two just kind of watch the stream then. At least then, well, actually,
I
then
am synced up. So
Okay.
you are okay.
Yep.
All right. I know there is a
countdown
bit of a
again?
delay because I broadcast in 1440p. I've just never. I think maybe it's like 10 or 15 seconds. I'm just not sure on the YouTube side here. Actually, Twitch might be the faster one. But okay, Xance, if you're synced up, let's go ahead and get this going again here.
Ready?
3,
Ready.
2, 1.
Also,
Okay.
Atelier Luma. I like the Atelier series. I've always been meaning to play them. It's just I'm so busy with so many other games.
I've heard of it before, but I've never really paid much attention to it before.
Like I know that they're good games. I'm just busy. Especially when it comes to RPGs. Like I've been recently playing the Romancing Saga 2 remaster. Fantastic game, by the way. Highly recommend it.
Yeah, that's definitely on my list at some point. I don't know if I'm going to do streams for that or not. Given that I'm recently on a Xeno kick at this point here with Xenoblade happening.
I've been seeing that. Yeah, my friend has also been playing through the Xenoblade games because his close friend has been constantly bugging him to finally play them. And honestly, watching him just progressively get more and more pissed off at the Xenoblade Chronicles 2 tutorials has been so funny.
Well, that's a little something I can look forward to then. Okay, I think we're gonna be okay on the audio now here.
Oh, okay. This
Yep.
actually has my intention. If they're rebuilding the original. Sometimes I feel like NGS is just too preoccupied with,
Labs.
well, yeah, collabs and such.
Yep.
And then forgets that it's supposed to be a sci-fi action game. Oh, sci-fi action RPG.
Yep. All right, so this looks like Loser and Gal Griffin there at the same time. But again, what is the reason for us to run this more than one time?
I see NGS still has that issue, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, they haven't exactly figured out how to make content that's actually fun to play without needing rewards. Because, honestly, it's just really boring. A lot of their design is very much, oh, here's an enemy, go kill it.
Yep. Also, Old Lucille is coming back. So
Yeah,
you'll
'cause
be
I don't
able
know
to
if
go
you
around
guys
and do
have
puzzles
noticed.
and such again.
I don't know if you guys have noticed. I haven't touched NGS in a while.
It makes sense, yeah.
It does help kind of put pressure on them, though.
Also, the name Lois, I'm like, for some reason that just makes me think Family Guy.
Yes.
I don't even know if I got that right. Yeah, look, I'm sure there's some reason behind the etymology of that name, but still, it's so weird.
Yeah, I know.
I have no idea, Wolfric.
So, what did you think?
But yeah, they're only showing us the first half of September,
walk you through the
and the
updates
reason
and
is they're doing
supplies.
another
Hamazaki
live
here will
event.
offer some additional
I
insights
think
as
it's
we go.
around like the 19th or
start
20th
with
in
this.
Japan in September.
Slides, please.
So I guess they're going to cover a larger amount there.
The Revival
On the,
AC
on the
Scratch
next
Ticket
one.
Rewind Collection September 2025 will be available from September 1st. This AC Scratch Ticket contains prizes from past Septembers. As a scratch count bonus, in addition to motion changes that were also previously offered as bonuses, you can also get the PSO2 style weapon camo, Singer's Mic. Be sure to check it out. Let's go to the next slide. The new quest, Alto Realm Exploration, Combat Sectors, arrives on September 3rd. In this quest, you'll venture into the Altar Realm, which has suddenly appeared, aiming to activate PSE bursts and then defeat the powerful high enemies that spawn during the PSE climaxes. Complete extra missions and special trials to earn powerful player ability buffs.
Now, Brooks, your theory from before, that kind of leads back to the whole
good use of
there's
these
still
randomized
testing
ability
going
buffs
on
to emerge
theory I had
victorious.
from a while ago.
I don't think it's testing anymore. I think the system's just broken down because they're using
Unlike in normal combat
darker,
sectors, the
well,
PSE gauge
profound
is guaranteed
darkness
to increase
related
when a trial
materials
is
in
completed.
their
So hit up lots of trials
and
to
their
activate
technology
PSE
is actually
bursts.
starting to pick up on the profound darkness, and it's pulling. And I think it's
This quest
corrupting the
also
system,
marks the
causing it
debut
to
of
run
the
out of
new boss
control now.
enemies, Hai Rasetsu
Oh, I
and
see.
Hai
Okay,
Valzada.
so not under Zafeto's control then.
These enemies don't mess
Yeah,
around,
I
so
think
give them
he's
your
at this
full
point. He
attention.
has completely lost. If he was still around, he's
We're also
completely
adding
lost
a limited
control.
time task in conjunction
Gotcha.
with this update to Alter Realm Exploration. Complete the task to get Euterpra and Demodus series PSO2 spec cast parts. Title tasks are also on the way, offering the chance to earn titles, and augment transfer pass vouchers, and end master cubes.
Wolfric, you're talking about a
Hamazaki,
darker
do you
nest?
have anything to add?
As you explained earlier, Hasegawa, the PSC gauge doesn't go down in this combat sector. As a trade-off, there will be no PSC bursts in special weather conditions. Since the PSC gauge is guaranteed to increase when you complete a trial, we hope that this keeps players focused on the active trial instead of prioritizing unrelated enemies. That
Yeah,
was
so the
our
only thing
intention
is,
with
like,
this decision, to
darkers
have
by
players
this
make
point
a
are
beeline
supposed
for
to
the
be
trial when
gone.
they start,
I say
and focus on
supposed, but I
completing
guess
them together.
we never actually saw them completely gone, so we'll see what ends up happening, I guess.
In addition, although there will be no PSC bursts in special weather conditions, trials with Aina and Manon are guaranteed to cause a PSC burst. I think this is the most addictive combat sector yet, so I hope
We do at least
everyone
know
will
that
give it a
there
try.
are other Dark Falls out there based on things such as how things played out in Phantasy Star Online 2S, as well as Idola Phantasy Star Saga.
Thank you very much.
Well,
Next
for
slide,
Phantasy Star
please.
Idola, that would be Dark Phallus.
The new 13-star Zenit weapon series is coming.
We don't need to go down to that level.
You can upgrade to this
Even though it's
series
technically
from the
correct.
13-star Crest series.
Look, I will make fun of that translation
These
when I
weapons feature
can.
better
All right.
weapon stats, the same potentials as the Crest series, plus a new potential that boosts photon blast potency. In addition, alongside the debut of the Zenit series, you'll be able to get your hands on the 13-star Crest AT
Anything to
weapon
make
series.
fun of that blatant cash grab of
These
the
weapons have the same
global
performance
version.
as the already released 13-star Crest series,
Yeah,
but
the
can be put
global
up for
version
sale
that
in a
never
personal
even
shop.
saw the end of the story. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
technically,
Instead,
Japanese
you can
side
get them
didn't
by
see it
exchanging a
either,
new item at
but
the
the global
item
side
trader at Crest
stopped
Cubes.
like 3 chapters into episode 2.
You can also use Crest Cubes to upgrade Crest AT and Crest Series weapons to Zenit Series weapons. Crest Cubes can be obtained from the Altar Realm Exploration Combat Sector and other content. So get out there and take on some new challenges to upgrade your gear. Additionally, the new 13-star rarity Ainden weapon series will be making its debut. The 13-star rarity Volgan weapon series can be upgraded into Aiden weapons. Aiden weapons have better weapon stats, the same potentials as the Vulcan series, plus a new potential that restores HP over time at set intervals. Delve into the Ultra Realm Exploration Combat Sector and other content to collect Juvog Volt 2, which you'll need for upgrading to Aiden. We've covered a lot of useful new equipment here. Hamazaki, do you have anything to add?
The Crest series is the rarest weapon series in the game, so it's pretty difficult to get your hands on. That meant creating a path to upgrade to the Zenith series through the Crest series alone would limit the number of players who were actually able to obtain the Zenith series. Therefore, while maintaining the value of the Crest series as a very rare weapon with limited drops, we've created this new AT series that's upgradable to the Zenith series so more players can upgrade and get their hands on the Zenith
He
weapons.
really doesn't understand how this works. This is going to kill the Crest series value completely.
Yep.
However, considering that
Every
the
time
Crest
they
series
introduce
is
a
the
new
weapon
weapon
series that
series.
everyone is aiming for, we've made sure that it's not too easy to collect the Crest cubes you'll need to exchange for it.
I mean, this
We're
demonstrates
updating the
he doesn't
game
know
with the flow of
what he's
play,
doing
where players
at all.
can aim for the Aiden series, but at the same
Right.
time
That's
also
been
go
most of
after
NGS
Crest
from what
drops
I've been
and Laden
noticing.
weapons, and hopefully complete a Crest and Zenith weapon along the way.
いいなっていうような流れが作れればと思ってアップデートさせていただくっていうようなイメージでしたね。はい。
As a side note, I got a Legendios drop the other day, but I haven't been able to get a Crest or a lay-in weapon yet. Just when I was getting a little frustrated, I saw that someone had made a lay-in shmayan symbol art for players getting lay-in drops, and it made me feel a lot better.
Since we are planning to upgrade the Lane series at the end of the year, we hope everyone will keep questing to get the Lane and other series and continue to enhance their equipment.
So more upgrades to come then.
Thank you very much. Time for a new slide. The NGS collab with Atelier Yumiya, The Alchemist of Memories, and The Envisioned Land begins on September 3rd, 2025. In addition to a collab scratch ticket, we'll have limited time login bonuses during the collab period. Next slide, please. We will be releasing the new AC scratch ticket Atelier Yumiya style. Grab fabulous items including outfits, hairstyles, and weapon camo to transform your character into Yumiya, Isla, Rutger, or Nina, plus various other collab items such as motion change based on Yumiya's synthesis. And don't sleep on our Flammy Mag form or the music disc featuring the Wish Weaving Workshop's background music. This is information about the new collaboration. Do you have anything else to add?
As mentioned in the promo videos, 3 types of idols are included. So if you'd like to switch motions and enjoy various idol motions, we hope you'll try this scratch ticket. We have a pretty good selection of weapon camo, outfits, and hairstyles too, so be sure to get those as well.
Thank you very much.
I
Now
just don't
let's
have
go
any
to the
comments
next
on
slide.
on this here.
Yeah, same.
The new AC
I don't
Scratch
really
Ticket
either.
Remix Motions 2025 will be available.
Sometimes it
September
feels
9th.
like NGS has kind of forgotten what it is, and that's part of
This
the
scratch
problem.
ticket features previously released motion changes and emotes available mirrored and with modified effects. Cuddle up with the mirrored version of the emote Big Bear Doll in the scratch count bonus along with Ultia Domina S. Let's go on to the next slide. Starting September 17th, a new limited time urgent quest, Resonant Twin Shadows Shake the Wetlands, will be available. In this quest, Ruin Griffon and Ruin Angel appear with harmonizers. If they are not downed simultaneously, they will both revive after a set time, so wear down their HP at the same rate and defeat them together. When you reduce these enemies' HP a certain amount, new challenges will appear. Stay sharp and handle it wisely if you want to come out on top.
Let's see if the community
There will be
learned or
limited
not
time
how
tasks
to
added to
handle
go
those
with this limited time
harmonizers.
quest.
There were some groups I ran with the
Complete the tasks to
when
earn
the last
PSO2
quest
spec
came out
accessories
that
such
there
as
were
Mini
issues.
Devil Wings, Arkuma Hairband, and Gothic Claws Black.
Oh boy. No, they haven't learned at all. In fact, they are
Do
absolutely
you have any
determined to
additional
do things the
explanations
wrong
regarding
way.
this urgent quest?
During the challenge, you'll have to contend with the sudden tornadoes and the appearance of Ruin Griffon's clones.
So, like, you know, the
Stay on
last
your
limited
toes,
quest where
dodge
they
the
had the
hazards, and
giant,
try to take down both enemies at the
giant
same time.
suicide bots?
I think so.
Yeah, they
Thank you
were
very much.
purposely leading the bosses away
Please
from the
go to the next
explosions
slide.
simply because they didn't want to personally get caught
We will
in
be
the
adding new
explosions.
gameplay elements to
And then
Lucille
realize the
Exploration,
damage
Alpha
that took a
Environmental
huge
Testing
chunk
Zone
off the
survey.
boss's life bar.
In
That's the
addition
level
to
of
increased enemy levels
people
and new
we're
player
working
ability
with
buffs,
in
the
NGS
new
right
boss
now.
enemies Ruin
Gotcha.
Angel and Ruin Grants also appear. 2 new types of player ability buffs will be
I would
added.
not be surprised, Wolf.
First, a new ability buff that changes the effect of Photon Blast so that Mobile Cannon ALR is equipped for a set time. In addition, in exchange for consuming HP while using PAs and techniques, it adds an effect that increases their power when HP is below 75%. This ability buff is a bit more difficult to handle compared to others, but by managing your HP well, you can become more powerful than ever before, so please give it a try.
The question is, does that
This
synergize
quest will be
with
available
some of
on a
the
rotating
other
basis, alternating with
EX
Lucille
abilities?
Combat Analysis Zone survey for a set period of time. We're also adding a limited time task in conjunction with this update. Complete tasks to obtain PSO2 spec accessories such as Hauser Hair, Domino Mask, and Infernal Horns Purple.
Hauser.
The new augment capsule
As
Lois
in
Health
Karl F.
Finale
Hauser?
will also be available. This capsule can be created in the Item Lab's Exchange Enhancement materials under Augment Capsules. The materials required for exchange will be the new Augment Bestia, as well as Lux Halfinale and Magis Halfinale.
For those not in the know, Karl F. Hauser was one of the villains in Phantasy Star
Bestia
universe.
will be dropped in the limited time urgent quest.
I'd be
as well
surprised
as in
if that's
Lucille
what they were actually
Exploration after the
referencing.
update.
Yeah, I'd be surprised too.
This Mobile Cannon ALR is one of the new mechanics, right?
Previously, once the Photon Blast gauge was full, you would press the corresponding button to activate the Photon Blast. However, when the relevant ability buff is active, pressing the button assigned to Photon Blast will instead equip the Mobile Cannon ALR. This Mobile Cannon ALR is the same one that you used during the Alter Realm exploration. Those who have been running the Alter Realm exploration should already be somewhat familiar with how it works.
Hey,
This
Betsujin,
is the
we
first
got the
update
old
of its
Lucille
kind
back.
in the last 6 months for Lucille Exploration, so we hope you enjoy.
Thank you very much. All right, let's see what's next. Next, we'll be adding new items to the SG Scratch Ticket Refined Form September 2025. This time, it includes NGS spec versions of Mesh Shirt and Airy Summer Dress previously released in PSO2. You can also nab yourself the Freshen Up emote from the Scratch Count bonus. Mission Pass NGS Season 48 is also on the way. In addition to stamps and accessories, the lineup features valuable items such as personal shop use, 3 days, and SG Scratch Ticket prize slips, as in previous releases. Furthermore, this time new accessories such as the Longsword Piercing, the Xanus' Lita and Xanus' Rem Armor accessories from PSO2, as well as the NGS spec version of the Mag Cepheus called Magform Repheus will be available. Don't miss out! Let's keep going. Next slide. Next, we have 2 new Revival AC Scratch tickets. Opulent Kimono Revival features a lineup of previously released Japanese-style costumes, hairstyles, and more. Accessory Revival September 2025 features a lineup of previously released accessories.
I do like that they have been doing more of the first draws
for the
being
Opulent Kimono
free.
Revival scratch ticket is free, so be sure to log in
it's
during the
still-
release period and pull some items.
It's sort of like a lot of these, I just have no interest in drawing anything
So
from them
these
to
are
begin
revival
with.
items, right?
Yep, they are. As for the SG scratch items, as was also mentioned in your comments, the Airy Summer Dress is an item that has been highly requested to be made into NGS specs, so we hope you'll take this opportunity to get it. Also, Opulent Kimono Revival is free for the first draw, so don't forget to give it a try.
Thank you. That concludes the update information for today.
Yep, just the first half of September
Moving on
here.
to the next segment.
Yep.
NGS Operation Report.
In this segment, the NGS Operation Report, I will share answers from the development and live ops teams in response to players' questions and comments. First up, we have the Developer Letter segment, where we share a message from the development team to all ARKS members. Usually, I read the letter from the developers on behalf of the team, but since Director Hamazaki is here with us today, we'll have him talk about the intent behind the recently introduced update, as well as the purpose behind upcoming updates. Take it away, Director.
Alright, then today I'll be reading the letter from the developers on behalf of the team. We would like to thank all the ARKS out there for continuing to play NGS. Here, we will provide information on the intended implementation of updates introduced in this program, in the form of a letter from the developers. First, I'd like to talk about the 13-star Zenith series weapons and the 13-star Crest AT series weapons. The new 13-star Zenith series weapons can be obtained by upgrading the Crest series weapons released in June. The Crest series weapons are known for their overwhelming attack power, and we wanted you to enjoy that strength for even longer. That's why we've given them an upgrade to further enhance their abilities. Crest cubes, required to upgrade to the 13-star Zenith series weapons, are harder to obtain than the Jivolg Vault 2, used for upgrading to the Aindin series weapons. Since the Crest series are already quite hard to get, we wanted more players to experience the strength of the 13-star Zenith series. That's why we're introducing the
As I
Crest
said
AT
already, this
series.
is going to kill
Crest cubes
the value
can
of
be
the Crest
exchanged
series.
to Crest AT series,
Oh, yeah.
which can be upgraded.
And you
into
say
the
it's going to be harder to
13-star
do the
Zenith
upgrade,
series.
but how much
The
harder?
Crest AT series weapons
Yeah.
have the same appearance and performance as the Crest series weapons, but they cannot be put up for sale in the personal shop. For those who have already obtained the Crest series, only Crest cubes are required to upgrade to the 13-star Zenith series weapons, allowing you to experience their performance right away. Next, we'd like to talk about the 13-star Aindin series weapons. These weapons can be obtained by upgrading the Volgan series weapons, which were released in August. The progression from Jivolg to Volgan and now to Aindin reaches its final stage with this upgrade. Its performance surpasses even that of the Crest series weapons. Even after upgrading to the Aindin series weapons, you can still perform augment transfers without using an N-augment transfer pass. That's all for the letter from the developers.
Yeah,
Thank you
they're
for continuing
trying,
to play
but yeah,
NGS.
no, I completely agree with you there, Betsujin. It's just nothing like how it was with the classic Phantasy Star Online, Phantasy Star Universe, or even
Thank you, Director
PSO2
Hamazaki.
to some degree before like
Continuing
around
on to the next section, I
the
have
time of
answers to
episode
players'
6
questions
when
and
everything
comments
was in
from the
those
development
collection
and live
folders.
operations teams. If it's alright, I'd like Hamazaki to chime in during the answer segment like before. Yay! Here is the first one. My inventory is stuffed full of Clearodem weapons from the trial rewards obtained from Alter Realm. Are there any plans to allow us to auto-sell Clarodin weapons? Any comments, Director Hamazaki?
Here is our team's response. We intend to allow players to auto-sell trial rewards in the October update, so please wait until then.
Is there a reason you couldn't
you
have
for
put
the
it in
answer.
before then?
The team's
Let's move on to
incompetent.
the next
Really,
question.
that's it.
Yeah.
Is it possible to adjust ARK's decoys so that their line of sight doesn't follow us everywhere we go?
I'm seeing lots of viewers voice their agreement. Here's our answer. By the end of the year, we will adjust the ARK's decoy so that their line of sight doesn't follow the player, and only their expression and dialogue can be edited. It will take a while, but please be patient and look forward to this update.
He's so happy.
Thank you. I'm so happy. Let's move on to the next question. Ever since the Ultra Realm update, the dimensional rift in the sky has been an ugly addition to my photos on Halpha. Are there any plans to change this? Any thoughts, Director Hamazaki?
This is the kind of wrong people
I
you
can
need to.
answer this.
You don't need to listen to the screenshotters. They're the last people you need to listen to.
We actually received
Yeah.
quite a lot of feedback concerning this. We plan to implement a photo room exclusive chat command that allows players to hide the rift. Having to type a command to hide it might be annoying, but we hope that this will be useful to those who wish to take photos on Halpha without the dimensional rift photobombing them.
Thanks. Let's move on to the next question.
I wish they would at least explain why
Should we
that's
be
even
allowed
a
to
thing that
open
a
our
player could
storage in the
do.
salon and use our items?
Like,
What's
say,
the
it's,
scoop,
say
Director?
they're doing time travel or something. I don't know.
Here it is. We aim to implement this feature with limited functionality. For example, the number of tickets you can use will be limited and the sell function will be unavailable when using your storage in the salon. Keep a lookout for more updates in future broadcasts.
That's sort of always been a problem with the salon, yeah,
thank you.
because you would have to pop
With
back
that,
out if
we've
you
come
didn't
to
have
the
everything
end of
on
our
you.
Q&A today. Moving forward, we will continue to bring your questions and feedback to the development and operations teams and share their answers with you. Please share your thoughts and opinions about this program and the game on X and other social media using the same hashtag as the previous headline series, hashtag NGS Headline. Moving on to the next segment.
NGS Satellite Information.
Now, let's move on from updates and talk about some other NGS-related info. I'm sure it will get you even more hyped to play the game. Let's start with this. Next slide, please. It's the Super Fantasy Festival EX Slay to Slay campaign. Part 1 contains tasks related to Alter Realm exploration, while Part 2 contains tasks related to Lucille exploration and urgent quests. Clear them to get cast parts, outfits, and more. There will also be pre-announced urgent quests occurring during Part 2, so don't miss this chance to get fabulous goodies. That's all for the satellite information. Next, we have our regular mini segment where we highlight something NGS related, such as concept art, in-game songs, and aggregated data, and delve into it with commentary from the development team. We will be discussing the art for Aina, Manon, and Dozer, whose voice actors are also here with us today as guests. Here's a comment about each of them from their artist. The first characters to be introduced in episode 1 are Aina and Manon. The director told me that he wanted to have double female leads this time, with one of them as an energetic girl, while the other is a mature and mysterious girl. So he asked for designs that could embody that vision, and I worked on it. Let's have a look at Aina's art first. I went with a design that resembled a sarong skirt to show off that Aina was an ARKS defender while fitting Aelio Town's location by the beach. It was really difficult to thread the needle with balancing the ARKS aspect and the Halfa aspect in her outfit. Next up, we have Manon. Since Manon is aligned with a different organization from Halfa's ARKS defenders, I decided to give her an outfit that resembles the PSO2 ARKS defender outfits more closely. I added her distinctive cloak-like element to give off that otherworldly traveler appearance since she's also a Meteorn. And then we have Dozer. The parts that make up Dozer are based on the NGS version of the Raycast parts, which make him look like he's a ranged weapon user.
Yeah, they really don't
I was
have
asked
much
to tweak
more
only
detail
his
on
head parts
Dozer
to
here.
look more like a melee class, so for colors I added reds, which are associated with melee classes. I also added a head part that looks like a single horn as a symbol of strength, and then a simple double eye design like a mecha. Next, I'd like to talk about Aina and Manon in version 2. With the start of this new chapter in the story, I designed their outfits with the objective of showcasing their growth and development. We'll start with Aina again here. Since becoming an ARKS instructor, Aina lets down her hair, contrasting her youthful ponytail from episode 1 and giving off more of an older sister vibe. The key point with her outfit is its resemblance to a sailor uniform, representing her connection to her home, Aelio. Next is Manon. In the beginning, Manon was more level-headed in contrast with Aina's energetic nature. This design retains Manon's cool personality while also portraying her energy after her carefully kept secret was exposed to everyone. With these designs, their emotions and positions have changed, and they complement each other. Last of all, we'll have a look at Aina and Manon's swimsuit outfits. Aina's swimsuit was designed based on her new outfit. I was hoping to give off the playful feeling of summer with her hairstyle and a water gun.
Yeah, there's really not much that we can comment on these.
It's a wonderful
Yeah,
swimsuit
unfortunately,
that doesn't
no.
show off too
I mean,
much skin, but in return, it shows
I
off
get
more
that
of
they
her
have designer notes in there.
Going off
It's
the
a
drawing
kind of
box,
sexy
though.
that's unique to
Like,
Aina.
I do like that.
And last but not least,
Basically,
it's
they've been
Manon's
trying to
turn.
sell these characters to us
Manon's
for
stylish swimsuit design is also inspired by her
4
version
years
2
now,
outfit.
and the players
I
keep
also
saying
created a
we
rod
don't
in the
care.
form of a beach umbrella
Yeah.
while I was at it. So I made sure that her outfit gave off a
Yep.
race queen feel while retaining a sci-fi
That is
swimsuit.
exactly why they were not top 3 in the
Which is
player
really
survey a while
funny.
back.
You
We
mean
will
top
discuss
2?
other concept art
Yeah,
and songs in the coming episodes.
You're right,
Manon's
Aina
guy
was
in top
to it.
3.
Yeah.
That's all the info we have
But I
for you
still
today.
think that hurt them a lot because Zephedo,
For the
this
second
guy
half
who
of this
just
broadcast, we'll
showed
showcase
up at the
gameplay
end,
footage of
beating
Ultra
out
Realm
both
Exploration
heroines.
combat sectors, which is due for
that's
release
gotta
in September.
burn.
Yeah. Because he represented the old
This
way.
broadcast strives to make
And
NGS
the old,
even better by
the old
collecting audience
PSO2.
input.
And people liked the old
Please share
PSO2
your
and they
thoughts
don't like
feedback on this
NGS.
program and
Right,
the game using
exactly.
the same hashtag as the previous broadcasts. Hashtag NGS Headline on X. Together we can make NGS an even more fantastic game.
Okay. Oh, okay.
In this segment, the 3 guests along with myself.
All right, so they're
head up the
actually
new
cutting
quest
right
Ultra
to
Realm
this here.
Exploration combat sectors releasing September 3rd.
All right. I was not expecting this to play out this way. We can let this roll for a couple of minutes here, but I
While we're
think they
busy
go
playing,
on for
Director
quite a
Hamazaki will
while.
give a brief introduction on what Ultra Realm Exploration combat sectors is all about. Please and thank you, Director.
And Dora, yeah, this is a podcast that's been going on for many years now. It originally did start here on Twitch, but then it moved over to
This quest
YouTube.
requires players to activate
But now
PSC
I'm
bursts
broadcasting
or
both
take
on
down high
YouTube and
enemies that
Twitch
appear
at the
during
same time.
PSC climaxes in Ultra Realm.
Hello, Dura.
The
You
dimension
saw
that
you've met
appeared
me
out of
before
nowhere.
on X.
You can
I'm
receive
Archangel.
powerful player ability buffs by completing extra missions and special trials. The effect applied by each ability buff is random, so you have to carefully adapt your strategy each time. Furthermore, unlike normal combat sectors,
And it's not just
completing
only
trials in
New
this
Genesis
quest
that we
will
talk
always
about.
boost your
We
PSC
also
gains.
go throughout the community
Keep up with
for
the trials
other
and keep those
topics. So we'll
PSC
also be
bursts
talking about Clementine and Affinia and some other
Two
stuff
new
that's
boss
happening
enemies,
in the community
High
as well.
Rasetsu and High Valzaga, will also make their debut in this quest.
So that'll be coming up on the
Be
show
careful
later.
not to underestimate their power. Now, the dev team will provide backup for our guests since they are beginners. They will make sure that the four of them successfully take down the boss enemies no matter what.
I'll do my best to support.
Let's pull up the game.
But yeah, so we'll
Okay,
let this
we've
roll
switched
for a
to
few
the
minutes
game.
here, but I think it goes on for like a good
Our
10,
guests will be
15
playing
minutes. We'll
as the
probably
very
cut it off at
characters
some
they
point here.
voice.
Okay.
I see Hasegawa's playing her original character, Yui.
Look, she's adorable. Madden's there too. Whoa, Dozer! It's Dozer time! Everybody, line up next to Yui so we can see your characters. Dozer's there. There's Aina and Manon too.
Volunteers from the dev team will be tagging along. Let's get started.
This area is a bit different from the Ultra Realm exploration I know.
That it is. The terrain is different from the interception sectors, providing a fresh combat experience. Like always, start by fighting the enemies at the E marker until a trial appears.
It is interesting that these Ultra Realms seem to like be bringing in different elements from the actual
Congrats on
areas,
that
like
level up,
the
Dozer.
rings there.
Well,
A trial
I
appeared.
have
To the
you
team
okay?
marker.
Do you remember there was the whole Chaos Realm thing from the original Phantasy Star, where the monsters came
Manon's on her
from?
way there. Let's switch to
yes.
the model screen when we're ready.
And then there was also the I'm trying to remember what it was called, the Doubles Inner Universe. My theory is that Doubles Inner Universe eventually became the Chaos Realm, and it can actually copy. It's kind of like a dark version of the Akashic Record, where it holds copies of things that the darkness has taken. The profound darkness has taken over.
Let's switch to Morohoshi screen
Gotcha.
next.
And the Alter Realm might be a echo of
It
that.
sounds
Might
like
be an
she's
echo of
recording
that,
battle
but
voice lines.
that's guess.
Feels like you could actually
I don't even
get
know if
more
they've
convincing
actually thought
battle
that far
voice
ahead
lines
with
if you
this game.
recorded them while the actor was playing the game.
And Wolfric, yeah, you're right about there was the
go back to
the Phantasy
Hasegawa's
Star Online 2 on stage thing that happened
The next trial
was
has appeared.
around
It's
the
new
time
trial
of
we've added this
episode
update. Nemesis Carrier
2 or
Destruction.
3, I think, because they hadn't
I hit
actually
this round
revealed
thing,
Earth
right?
as being
Perform a diving attack
in
on
canon
this
with the
homing
game at
Punisher
that
object,
point.
and it'll fly away like you saw there.
Episode 4 was
They deal
weird.
big damage to enemies, so use them to get the upper hand in
It
combat.
also introduced the idea of 14-star drops in that thing, if I remember correctly.
Next, let's switch to Morohoshi screen.
But the one thing I will say about NGS is the fact that they're actually doing live
By
shows,
clearing
at
this new
least
trial,
in
you
my
receive
mind,
ability
would at
buffs.
least indicate
Buffs
they're
just
probably
for
going to
clearing
stick
a
with
trial.
New Genesis
Count
for a
yourself
while
lucky if it
still.
shows up.
Which is
Let's switch.
I've
to
got
Kawashima
mixed
screen.
feelings on it, given where the
Yeah.
game is and how the game has been
You can
up
deal
until
big damage
now.
to this
It's,
enemy using the homing punishers.
I just
It
wish
means
that
we're not
they
gonna have
made
a- nothing
like base
Say again?
PSO2
But these should make
separate
fighting them
thing.
somewhat easy.
Even if it is just maintenance mode, make it a separate like a singular download instead of having to bundle it with
No
New
way.
Genesis.
Sorry, guys.
Hasegawa was
Yeah,
doing
I mean, for me, at least it would mean that we're not going to have like a dry spell like we did
Even season
between the
arcs
time
have
of
a tough
Phantasy
time with
Star,
the
the end of the
enemies.
Millennium
Don't let your
releasing,
guard
and then PSO releasing
Kawasaki,
way back in
I
the
have a
90s.
question. What decides
But-
which way the homing punishers
Yeah,
fly?
there's no question this series is at a low point right now.
Typically, the direction
Things are,
the player is facing.
I'll admit, at
may
least
prioritize
slightly
enemies
better,
in the player's line
but
of sight.
still a
If
long,
there are
long
none,
way from
they
where it
hone
needs
in
to
on the
be.
nearest enemy, so
Oh,
there's
yeah.
usually no reason not to go for them. Use your diving attack to send them flying at foes.
I got an ability buff.
Your photon blast charge rate increased. Start throwing out those photon blasts. You will have your photon blast charge. Try using them.
2番ですね。2番ですね。2番使ってもらえれば。それで敵出てきたら左のスティックを仕込んでもらえればいけると思うんで。はい。いいのマーカーのところに行ってください。はい。じゃあ川島さんの。
Let's switch to Kawashima screen.
Oh, I knew it. I was thinking we'd get stellar packs.
Tabletop could be interesting,
You can
yeah.
collect stellar packs here.
I don't
In
know
addition to
exactly
these
what the
two new
plan
trials,
is going to
all
be on that
previously
just
released
quite
trials will
yet.
appear.
If we're gonna do something like that, we go ahead.
Oh, I do have experience with dungeon mastering, but I'm not exactly trying to remember his name. I'm not Matt Mercer level of dramatic though.
Let's switch to Miyamoto
Yeah.
screen.
Yeah,
Matt
and if I
Mercer
remember,
is absolutely amazing when it comes to like both voice acting and DMing. It's insane. I love watching him.
this is just a complete side thing, but apparently the next campaign he's not going to be DMing.
Oh, that's gonna be
Let's look at
interesting.
Morohoshi
Yeah.
screen next.
But Rooks, if I remember correctly, you're not as familiar with Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition. You're more
As
on the
you can
GURP
see,
side
the
of
photon
things.
blast gauge is building up quick.
Yeah.
Once you
Well,
get the
here's the
photon
thing.
blast
You pick up
charge rate
a
increase
bit
effect,
from
start
just
throwing out photon blasts
you
and
pick up
dominate
a
the
bit
combat
just
sector.
from oh wait a second. They
This
just
next
dropped.
trial is also new. It's a mining rig
Okay,
defense
that's
trial.
interesting. They dropped mining rig defense stuff in the middle of Okay, I'm
Isn't
actually
it usually a truck?
kind
It's not a
of.
truck this time. You're
You know what?
defending
I
a
am
mining
kind of
rig.
interested in this.
Yeah,
Wow.
that is kind of an interesting development here.
Switch to Hasegawa's screen. This turret, called an Ultiram, will fire off if not destroyed, dealing serious damage. Looks like one of your team members destroyed it already.
So yeah, it's not. One of the things
destroyed
about
it.
Dungeons and Dragons is
Let's
well
look at
the
Kawashima's screen.
5th edition stuff is that's
More
actually
Ultirams
built
have
to be
appeared.
easy.
Try taking them out.
So I'm not worried about picking up and going with it. And even then, this is the Skydon
They deal
version
big
of it,
damage,
so it's
so you
that's
want
for
to split up
Genesis.
and destroy
really.
them when they appear.
They've definitely been putting out some interesting artwork as of late.
That's one of the nicest things they had going too. I absolutely love the artwork, and it's actually
completed
giving
the
me a
trial.
lot of hope for the game.
The PSC gauge is almost completely full now. We're close to a PSC burst.
But yeah, in terms of doing anything immediately with the tabletop game, I don't know how we're going to, if that's going to even be possible
Let's switch to
for you and I
Miyamoto
to kind of organize on something like that. Especially given that you already play your own tabletop every week on Saturdays.
Did I just get a good
We might be
drop?
able to work something out.
You
It's
did.
just going to.
You got a
it's-
Tuvok.
Thing
I
is,
want to land.
This isn't the production
I'm just
build.
going to say
You
there's
aren't
definitely a
keeping these drops.
there.
Oh, I
Something
can't keep them
can probably be
anyways.
worked out. Okay.
Your second player
Okay.
ability buff is a PA
And I'll also
technique
note that
potency
I
increase.
barely have
Try
any
using
experience
more PAs
with
and techniques.
tabletop, so I'd be a real
This one's
newbie
an
going
iron
into
and
this.
manon trial.
I would
As I
definitely be
explained
relying
earlier,
more on my
this
knowledge
trial
of the
instantly
Phantasy Star
triggers a
series to
PSE burst.
kind of push me along.
It's not that helpful here since the gauge
I
is
know that
almost full
I at
already.
least know enough that that's not exactly a
usually
healthy
pretty
thing to necessarily
Well,
do,
this isn't on
especially if
site.
you're kind of
There are
if
two
you're
manons
kind of
and
like
two
the
irons on
the
screen.
person that goes, actually this happened. So I'm gonna try to check myself on that.
Well, if there was a very interesting technique that Spoonie had for that. Like he explained how he ran Babylon 5, a Babylon 5 game, and what he did, what that
Yes.
was really clever was he basically recast
Let's
the
switch to
entire
Kawashima's screen.
recast the
A lot
entire
of high
game,
reveeds
the
today.
the
The weak
game,
point on its head
so
is already
that's-
exposed though. You should be able to take it out quickly.
so that you would not know who was who. So you would not have a case where someone would find Morden and just one shot and just
PSE
blast them in the
burst
face
time.
instantly.
Yeah,
PSE burst
and
is
if you
active.
don't know who Rooks is
Start
talking about,
knowing those
Noah
enemies.
Antweiler, the Spoonie one, he was one of the really early content creators that kind of picked up on in the internet. I think they like want a streaming or something like that. Granted, they're not doing quite as well today.
Let's go to Morihoshi's screen.
They barely do
Really
anything
let
in
them
terms
have
of
it.
content creation anymore, but at least back in the day, they actually did produce some really interesting stuff. I've seen their work, and I most of what they put out, I did enjoy. I will say, not so much the wrestle stuff. That's completely outside my
As you can
scope of
see,
anything
the
I ever
PSE
look at.
burst gauge doesn't decrease now. This makes it easy to keep track of the gauge and accurately predict how many more trials you will need to complete for a PSE burst. You can always get lucky and find an Aina and Manon trial early.
But okay,
so
yeah,
be
we'll
sure
have
look
to
around the combat sector for
I
it.
guess get the kit and then see or at least the book, and then we'll
There's
kind
other
of
buffs we
talk
didn't
about
get
how
to
we
see,
want to handle
like
it.
the one that boosts
'Cause
your attack
right
and
Yeah, I
now
will say
they-
when it comes to
set
D&D,
times after successfully nullifying
everything
an
is
attack.
pretty straightforward
And
once
one that
you
boosts ability
know
for
the
10
basic
seconds
rules.
after using rest assign.
Gotcha.
The wide array of different
Because
buffs
I
is what
started
makes
doing
this
some
combat
D&D
sector
campaigns with
unique.
my friends, and I knew nothing about D&D going into it.
And I've run
Once the burst
through
ends,
multiple
climax
systems.
is triggered,
GURPS
and a
isn't the
boss
only
enemy
system I've used.
Looks like it's a high
In fact, I
Valzak.
could run something.
I wish
I've
it was
run through
higher
Fate and Fate
Setsu.
Accelerated as well. So,
Let's go to Hasegawa's screen.
and Savage
In
World.
addition to High Valsaga, the new enemy
Gotcha. Did
you run Sword World?
Shirasetsu can also spawn here.
If I could get a book, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, Sword World is supposed to be like the Japanese equivalent to D&D, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
Once you defeat that High Valsaga, you'll have
2D6
completed one
system.
full run.
Though from my understanding, GURPS is also pretty popular in Japan as well.
We received player ability buffs by completing the newly added trials this time.
So yeah,
But even
if we
these
do anything,
trials
it may
don't
not be
appear,
an every
there are other
week
trials
thing
with
for me,
EX missions.
since I'll still want to
If you
keep up
find
with
one,
the
complete
regular
EX
streams.
missions before
But
completing the trial, and
it's
you'll
something we
receive
might still
player
look at
ability buffs.
on stream.
So when you're doing trials, don't forget to finish the missions first.
And I don't think I would want it to be like a super long campaign, maybe like somewhere between 3 to 7 streams total, if that gives you an idea if you're going to do the DMing.
It's going to be, yeah, we'll see.
Let's go to Kawashima's screen. He's staying in the air to hit its weak point.
But yeah, like I said before, this segment kind of drags on for quite a while, and I'm glad we kind of had that topic come up here to
Miyamoto
kind
fired off her
of distract us a little bit
in the
here.
completely wrong direction.
We'll give it like
That
maybe
happens
1 or
with
2 more
Trojan
minutes.
Blast
If nothing
sometimes.
else really happens, then we'll kind of move on here.
Next, Morohoshi's screen.
惜しかったです。あ、でもこれで全部倒しました。
Haival Zaga has been defeated. Congratulations.
もう一周いけます？もう一周いけます？
I wish we could do it again, but we're out of time, everyone. I
Hey,
hope you'll
Janice,
all give it a whirl yourselves
things
once the
are going
update
okay
goes
for me.
live.
皆さんの目で確かめていただければなと思います。
That was fun!
ありがとうございました。
Oh, they might
Thank
actually
you
be
all for
wrapping up
playing.
here. Okay.
Good work on completing Alter Realm
get
exploration
back to the
combat
slides.
sectors.
Showing off the
back to the
equipment again.
slides. The new quest we demonstrated today, Alter Realm Exploration Combat Sectors, will release on September 3rd. It offers crest cubes as a reward, which are needed to upgrade to the new 13-star rarity Zenith weapon series. Take on this quest multiple times and upgrade your gear to the Zenith series.
Let's talk about the next NGS Headline Wave. Let's see the slide. The next NGS Headline Wave will be broadcast on Friday, September 19th. We'll be
Another
focusing
Friday.
mainly
Nice.
on the updates coming in October.
Oh
and the
wait,
last
I
week-
can't join that Friday. I'll be in Japan during that time.
Oh,
We'll have info
That's
on
a
a new
shame.
collab too.
that's
Yeah.
also when that's when the live thing is happening. So we'll see if they actually stick to that on the global side this time.
Hopefully.
That
I don't
concludes
think
this
they
special
will.
2025 live
Unless they
edition
have
of
automatic
NGS
AI
Headline Wave.
translation going on.
Yeah, they would have to
Thank
have
you all for
real-time
watching,
translators
whether you came
there.
in person or tuned in online. I'll see you at the next NGS Headline on Friday, September 19th.
I've seen more people in a school gymnasium than there.
Thank you, everyone. See you again.
I'll let I'll let Sans respond to that one, Betsichin.
Oh.
He was asking if you wanted to turn off the.
NGS servers. God damn it.
All right, let me bring us back here, and we'll kind of.
Look, I also want Starlight to be a thing, alright? But just give it time. Just give it time.
Yeah, and they're definitely doing stuff on Starlight. If you were in my Discord, you would have seen that I brought over a video that they put out recently, where basically they made it so you can attack Dudu now.
Good.
But yeah,
All those times I failed the upgrades because of him. Ugh.
yeah. All right, so overall thoughts on the on what's coming up for early September?
It's more of the same.
Pretty much. Even with the small changes and slight, even with the slight changes, it's basically they don't know what they're doing, and I think Hamazaki needs to step down because the decision they made with the Crest weapons, believing that somehow Crest will still maintain its rarity, shows how little he understands of how the game works. It's time to get Sakai back in the driver's seat. It's time to ship this game back to Sonic Team because Sega's a pro, doesn't know what they're doing, and they need to be closed down at this point.
Yeah, it's a really sad situation. I would definitely agree with you there. We definitely do need to get something different happening, and I mean, yeah, Sakai unfortunately did have that incident back in episode, what was it, 5, I think, where he kind of basically pissed off a lot of the player base, but at this point, I mean, I'd rather have him than Hamazaki going forward.
Sakai has made better decisions than Hamazaki, period. Having one mistake should not do him in, honestly.
Totally agree. Yeah. All right.
Like, I will agree that episode 5 wasn't good, but it was during that part of PSO2 that I actually got into PSO2, so I don't know. I
Real
don't know.
Pichu.
Like I had a lot.
Go ahead.
I had a lot more fun playing base PSO2 even during the low point of episode 5 than I did with NGS.
I'll definitely agree with you there. Yeah. Rio Pichu. Yeah, I don't know where specifically that date came from, aside from maybe it's following along with that they said they had a 5-year plan. But yeah, we do at least know that there were several job postings that were presented. My goodness, were they last year at this point? But anyway, it related to Sonic Team, and if it wasn't for a game related to it being a Sonic RPG, it definitely had the feel that those positions were specific for a new Phantasy Star game. So we'll have to see if that plays out.
Also, a new Sonic RPG would be interesting because there hasn't been any attempts since Sonic Chronicles.
Sonic RPG might also be a code phrase for Sonic Adventure 3, because that's what
That would
Sonic
be
Adventure.
funny.
Sonic Adventure. That's basically what Sonic Adventure started out as.
Yeah, I know.
Well, we do have, even if that's how things end up heading, there is definitely a Sonic RPG, which we'll be talking about later here today. But let's go ahead and move on here with the with the rest of the news here. Big one here, of course, being, whoops, that's you move there. Oops. Anyway, Windows 10 support is ending for New Genesis, as well as PSO2.
Oh, no.
So, it will still be possible to launch and play PSO2 and PSO2 New Genesis version 2 on Windows 10 after this date, which is going to be October 14th, but they will be unable to provide client-side fixes for any issues specific for the Windows 10 version that arise after this date. They will continue to accept and respond to support inquiries from Windows 10 users, but please keep in mind that we will not be able to address or resolve issues caused by this operating system. Honestly, you're not going to see, more than likely, you're not going to see any issues whatsoever here, because for them to block out Windows 10, if they wanted to go that route, it would basically require something on the level of basically requiring an entirely new engine that is simply not Windows 10 compatible. And the fact of the matter is, Windows 11 and Windows 10, the systems behind both OSs are still similar enough that you're really not going to have many problems whatsoever. It would require something on the lines of like the game going up to like DirectX 13, and Windows 10 simply not supporting that. And honestly, most DirectX releases have tied to a new OS. So at that point, we'd probably be talking like Windows 12 or something to that effect. And you know, I still question why they're even doing this when Microsoft has announced the ESU initiative to allow people to stay on Windows 10, those that simply don't want to move over, you know, or you could simply go with Windows 10 IoT LTSC if you wanted to, but that's besides the point here. There are people that are simply not going to want to move over to Windows 11, and Brooks, you've been kind of our group's poster boy for Linux support on the game.
I have been playing NGS on my Steam Deck for years now, and I have recently upgraded to Generous Egg Rolls Proton 10 version, and the game is about as as I have only had one crash in the several hours I've been playing on it.
Nice.
PSO2 is almost perfectly stable on Linux now. And also, there is also another option here. If you don't want to go to Windows 10 Windows 11 because of how creepy Microsoft has been behaving, which is understandable. But you absolutely love the Steam Deck and its design and its everything. There's an option. It's called Bazite. It's a special Linux distro that operates like the Steam OS, but for PCs. It's basically I would say it's almost the premier Linux gaming distro out there right now. It has a gaming mode and a desktop mode that operates a lot like the Steam OS on the Steam Deck. And finally, I'm also going to just say about this Windows 10 support. I have a friend who has been playing NGS on Windows 7 for almost its entire existence. I'm not joking. He's managed to get it running, and it's only crashed on him a few times.
It's pretty impressive.
Yep, it's you would basically really most people are not going to be affected by this whatsoever. Windows 10 will continue to work with PSO2 more than likely for a very long time. And really, you would need something, like I said, on the effect of the game going to like DirectX 13, or a shift like we saw between the move of going from like the age of Windows 98 / Millennium Edition up to Windows 2000 / XP. That's the kind of shift that you would need to see PSO2 break effectively.
Yeah, at this point, I think, sorry, forgot what I was going to say, sorry.
That's okay. It is what it is. I mean, of course, they don't want to put the resources in if not many people are still going to be on Windows 10. I intend to be on Windows 10 for a very long time. But to your point as well, Rooks, I did actually recently install Bazite on an old laptop I've got. I've got that in a dual boot with Windows 11. And yeah, that's whenever I need to use my laptop, that's how I'm gaming through Linux. So
yeah, I think this is now I remember what I was going to say. I think this notice is just basically to cover their butts if there is a major break if a major break does happen. They can just say we don't want to fix it, and they'll leave it up to the community to try to fix it. But yep. I don't, as I said, I had a friend who ran NGS on Windows 7 for years.
I personally should try Bazite. I do have a laptop, so I might just I barely have anything on there, so I might just install Bazite there just to try it out.
It really... Go ahead.
Oh, I'm just going to say, at this point, I have had games I could not get to run on Windows run under Linux. I've had multiple games do that. Like, you cannot, if I believe correctly, you cannot... There's an old game called Get Medieval that absolutely hates Windows 64 systems. It will not run on a Windows 64-bit system. But under Linux, it runs using Proton or even Wine. It's just a thing. Linux, at this point, in some weird ways, has better compatibility than Windows does.
Funny.
If I remember correctly, Proton is still based on 32-bit software rather than 64-bit, so that's probably helping it out to some degree. Although I know that also did recently cause a little bit of outcry from the Linux community, because I think somewhere along the chain with Linux they were talking about removing 32-bit support, but obviously that's not going to fly, at least not right now.
Well, okay, so I'm going to also tell another tale of how Proton has basically made certain games work that should not work anymore. There's a game I love called Hard War: The Future is Greedy. It was one of my first. You ever heard of a game called Elite? It's kind of an Elite clone, except it's located on a single moon. That game will not work under newer versions of Proton, but it will work under an old version 5 for Proton. And then Proton, you can switch between versions, so it's a case of often just finding the niche version of Proton that will work with it. And you always have the option of switching to an older version of Proton with these things.
All right. I think we've exhausted what we can say about the support of Windows 10 ending. Let's move on to the rest of what we've got from the new Genesis side of things. So there's a bug whereby the graphics are not displayed correctly for the baseware Loose Veil and its color variations. Also, the famous Stia crab does not spawn sometimes. This started after the maintenance on August the 6th, and they're working to correct the issue, and there will be compensation coming.
Don't know how many people actually need this famous Stia crab anymore, though.
I'll agree with you there, probably, but you know what? If it's free star gems, then it's free star gems on that. Let's see. So limited time tasks may not be displayed. So this was originally, let's see. This was originally noted on the 21st, and for the follow-up here, they're basically saying you can go into the main menu, then go to Tasks, Quests, then Tasks, select the default sorting option to confirm, and then the affected limited time tasks are listed below. So, this is the list of tasks that they're talking about here. But yeah, that's all we got from the PSO2 New Genesis side of things. Let's move on here. We've got quite a number of updates that have happened for Clementine. So, Zance, you want to take this here?
I have seen that. Let me get this stuff up on my side here.
Okay. I'll at least start.
So Clementine.
Go ahead.
So Clementine. So they had a server maintenance pretty recently. They had to update. There was like a hardware maintenance from the looks of it.
Yep.
And then after that, they released patch notes, which I believe that was update 92 that they posted there.
Yes, indeed. So
Okay.
Update 92 here.
Yeah, but it was very simple stuff. It was just adding advanced mission category to the ultimate mission counter, reversing the EX trap range nerf, and new chat commands, which no level sounds interesting. I'm guessing that's like for like if you want to do like specific challenge stuff or something, I guess.
Yeah, it's like I agree with you there. If you wanted to do like a low level challenge or something like that. Or a low-level character where it's sort of like rather than gaining experience, you're kind of living off of your mission points as well as the gear that you find or something like that. And then
would be interesting.
I agree. And then after that, they had a small hotfix for the Otori encampment, X's second blue gate. Only requiring one player to open it now. And then apparently there's been some stuff going on with the wiki, basically causing the DDoS protection to trip, and some people apparently got caught in the crossfire, getting auto banned by the web host. So. You can reach out to Adam to get that undone if you're still in that that situation. And then actually it looks like lower than that. Then they said they just unbanned all the users that logged into the game in the past 30 days. So as long as you're active with the game, then you've already been unbanned then. Do you want to take the next part of this, Zance?
Yep. Also, an update to the auction rules. What was that about?
Weird.
PSU auction. So that would be in PSU auction. Da, 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 da. Oh yeah, because these are like people who are doing auctions for like specific, like high rarity items.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay. Does not affect me that much because I don't have any high rarity stuff that I can sell. Nor do I even have gold bars. But
yeah, gold
That's
bars
cool.
are those are incredibly high cost, and that's basically how you would trade Meseta around.
Anyway, other updates. Some backend stuff was updated, and Anguish missions are now live. So these are like harder ultimate missions, basically. That that whichever Anguish missions there are, they change on a daily basis. Enemies have increased HP, ATP, and TP. Their ATA is reduced, so they don't hit as much, but they hit hard. And clear boxes will have more items. So usually, I actually like that. It gives a set mission for people to do every day. That is, even if it's not like for an item that you want, you might get a good item that sells for something. So, and also ultimate boss adjustments. Interesting. So bosses in Ultimate had massive HP without any DFP or MST. Some bosses will be adjusted to have DFP and MST with lowered HP, so certain options that ignore defenses feel more impactful of them. So Adana Dagana, Magnus Magana, Del Relay, Dark Falls 1, and Mother Brain will have 900 DFP and MST. And Dalk, Facus 1, Dimagolus, and Onmagog will have the 50% of that, so 450 DFP. And then the rest are unchanged. And they also made more balance changes. We got Tornado Break getting a buff for third combo, Bogadonga getting the second and third combo buffed, Spiral Dance getting the third combo buffed. I like Spiral Dance, by the way, it's probably my favorite. Tornado Dance getting their power modifier increased to 140. Killer Shot power modifier increased, and also ignored this DFP. So that's a reason to use it right there for the new bosses. And Damtex had their power modifier reduced by 20%.
Yep. So a lot of stuff happening for Clementine. And then they also had apparently one more maintenance for today, this morning rather, where they were moving some machines to another cabinet. So the service should be back up by this point, though.
Also, I find it funny how, power increase for Tornado Dance, as people totally use Tornado Dance for its power, totally.
That's the one that launches you forward, right?
Yes, it's a travel PA.
Yeah. All right, from Clementine over to Ephinia. The 10th anniversary event is live currently, and you were saying, Xanth, you've been enjoying this year as well.
Oh yeah, and also it's shocking to see that Ephinia has been around for 10 years now. I started playing Ephinia back in 2016, and the fact that it's still around, it's so much longer than when the official servers were there for Blue Burst, is insane.
Yep. I think the only other server that's lasted as long, if not longer at this point, is Shadak, but at the same time, they had their issue many years ago where they basically lost everybody's data. I think that was called the Kronos incident or something like that, but yeah, at least in my mind, that kind of reset some of the timing on their server. But yeah, so for this one, they added a new mag cell called Sonic Doll that can be used on any equipped third-tier mag that has reached level 100 to create a Sonic mag. This mag has the same triggers as Telesis and replaces Lavis Cannon in the Platinum badge exchanged in the Anniversary badge shop. They also disabled the level 200 cap for total EXP when viewing it in the menu. They changed how the analog camera's sensitivity is presented on the launcher. The launcher now takes only positive values, but there is an invert option next to the slider. The launcher should also automatically handle your existing settings. The game will now save a list of accounts and their last selected character index. When logging in, Character Select will automatically scroll to the last used character for the account. These values are saved in the registry. They also implemented wrapping for the scroll bar at the Character Select.
Yeah, and I really love that change with the Character Select, because recently I've been leveling up a raw Marl, so having it to where I log back in and it's just right on that raw Marl is super nice.
Yep, I can get that being a cool thing to have. They added a patch to prevent picking up Meseta if it'll put you over 999,999 Meseta on Pioneer 2 and the lab. This patch is not enabled on Regol. They implemented a new low-performance mode option. This version should significantly reduce CPU usage while maintaining accurate frame timings. Added new server commands /stats and /costs. The new /stats command will give you your kills, destroyed boxes, deaths, Meseta gained, and experience gained since joining the game or quest start. And then /cost command will show the amount of Meseta, TP, and HP sacrificed for special attacks. These commands show only your stats and only to yourself.
I'm curious about my stats now. I never knew about that. So
Well,
I'm gonna boot the game up real quick, and I'm just gonna use stats to see.
I think the way it reads is it's only for the active game. I don't know if it's like... it doesn't seem to read like it would be going all the way back to the start of time.
Possibly.
Moving on, while Anniversary event is enabled, /party info will now show the badge rate for the party. Also during the event, there is a new /badge command that can be used to show the badge rate changes for some quests depending on their total clears. The modifiers displayed here are reflected in the /party info output, but the purpose of /badge is to allow checking the rates before picking a quest. They added keyboard shortcuts 1 to 0 for navigating the bank. While the bank menu is open, pressing 1 will position the cursor to the first item in the bank, pressing 2 will position the cursor a ninth of the way from the top, 3 will position it 2 ninths down, and so on. Pressing 0 will always go to the end of the bank. This patch needs to be enabled in the launcher. So it's nice that they're always also adding like all these new features into Affinia, which just shows this is probably how the game would have ended up had Sega continued development with it.
Oh yeah, and also yeah, the stats are for like the current room, like party you're in, which is still very nice. I really appreciate that.
Yep. They expanded and repositioned the item list when depositing items or withdrawing items from the bank. They removed the slot listing from the launcher and the game's main menu. Also removed the /cbank command from the ships. The Vivian and Rambling May drops from Episode 2 L Rappies were moved back to their original Love Rappy drops. In a future update, the seasonal event Rappies will be able to drop both their seasonal event drop and the Love Rappy drop. That's nice. And then we can then take a quick look at the actual event thread here. So, what is the anniversary event? So it's a event which features badge currency drops and a set of exclusive limited time quests known as Maximum Attack E. During the course of this event, you'll be able to find 4 different types of badges: bronze on all difficulty, silver on very hard and ultimate, gold on ultimate, and then platinum on ultimate only, extremely rare though. The higher the difficulty, the more common the badge drops. These badges will drop anywhere, and they are not exclusive to the Event Quest series. All badge drops will also be independent of any drop rate modifications. This means you will find badges at the same rate regardless of the amount of players you are playing with. Note that badges cannot drop from rappies that are scared instead of killed. You'll be able to spend these badges in the Anniversary Event Shop under Episode 1 at various NPCs. Also note that 10 bronze equals 1 silver and 10 silver equals 1 gold. And here's the list of Maximum Attack E quests. They're designed to last 5 to 10 minutes and cannot be failed, meaning all players will be able to participate. Note that each quest features a timer. This timer doesn't have any purpose. It is simply for players who like to see how fast they're going. The timer also freezes at the end of the quest, so players don't have to rush to press their print screen button. There's also August Atrocity. This is a returning series of quests introduced for this year's event. Like the December Disaster quest from the Christmas event, these quests are made in the style of the existing event quests, but feature a wide variety of enemies, including enemies from other episodes this time. Yeah, that was a really interesting feature when they started adding enemies from other episodes in.
Mm-hmm.
And then they have the event milestone page. During this event, clears of each event quest in ultimate difficulty will be tallied. The lowest cleared event quest will determine the server's current milestone. And make certain goals to unlock boosts for everyone to enjoy. Any boosts applied will function everywhere, not just only in the event quests. And then, of course, they have the Anniversary Shop quest, which you go to Normal, Episode 1 Shop, and there's a total of 8 NPCs to do trades with. And if you're interested in what's found in the in those shops, you can there's the little button you can click here to reveal that. Also, back on August 18th, there was a maintenance that was concluded. The Foldra ship has been upgraded to resolve the issue of not being able to accept more than 500 users because of that maintenance. And then moving on from that, we have an update for the classic Phantasy Star series, specifically Phantasy Star Generation 1 on the PlayStation 2, which was a remake of the original found on the Sega Mark III/Master System. So this update has to do with the basically there was an issue with the data being saved when you basically the clear game data that you could bring into Phantasy Star Generation 2. Patch 3.01 has fixed that issue, and Patch 3 has been available since May 25th. So if you weren't aware of that, that patch basically made the translation a whole lot more accurate than prior versions had been.
Huh.
It's
yeah,
one that
I haven't played Generation since that translation got updated. Then I might do a replay then.
I still got to do a play of the game at some point on the channel. But that's going to be probably still further down the line for me. I've got a different one I'm thinking of for the somewhat near future once I'm done with the first Xenoblade game. Which, we'll get to that soon enough, but it might not be, based on how quickly I'm going through Xenoblade, that might not be until potentially early next year. We'll have to see. Moving on from that.
Also, I just want to say, when it comes to the new translation, they censored meow.
In what way?
Wait, what?
Hold on, let me show you.
Okay.
Why would you censor me out?
But it did a very creative way, from the looks of it.
Let me see here. Oh yeah, I remember seeing that. Yeah, using the PlayStation symbols there.
I love
Oh,
it.
okay, I get it now. They censored what he said.
Yes.
All right. So moving on from that, Sonic Roboblast 2 Infinity is getting many updates here because it is moving on to it's basically getting ready for a new release. It's been beta for quite some time here, but effectively the major releases include a completely redone control system where you can now bind any key, regardless of it being bound to Sonic Roboblast 2. You will have to redo all your bindings, though, for this. They're also adding in very hard difficulty. It's unlocked by clearing the arena in hard mode. Take on the most aggressive enemies yet. They've added free field quests, as well as Challenge Quest 1. And then, along with that, they've added 100 new weapons from 10 to 13 stars into the game, 10-star frames, and new chaos units that grant potential-like effects. Level cap was increased from 80 to 100, and there is a bunch of new type skills. And again, they say that if you've already completed the game before, free field / challenge quest will not be unlocked automatically. Completing 8-X in normal mode should suffice if you aren't up to clearing the arena in hard. Now that's the first beta. Then they had a series of other betas as well here, whereby the second beta, they drastically improved net game joining. Missing file chunks will now be reset selectively instead of starting over. For consistency, the speed at which chunks are sent has also been reduced, which still results in faster load times due to the gained consistency. They fixed a bug where sending a chat message would also confirm inputs on menus. They fixed a bug where the mouse wheel inputs would get permanently stuck. Fixed a bug where some controller D-pad icons weren't displaying properly. Fixed a bug where weapons obtained in challenge quests would drop with photon arts. They fixed several menus that still use the old button icons. They fixed the lock-on reticle not turning red when locking onto enemies. Fixed a bug where the free field and challenge quest displays would overlap with the timer and DPS counter if the minimap was turned off. Fixed a mispositioned data pod in the arena, and they updated the credits. And they also reduced the VR energy drain rate in Challenge Quest for multiplayer, added mouse 4 and mouse 5 to extra info for menus, and the left and right shift to back. And for now, they disabled the input remapping in net games alongside a message saying this functionality is disabled in net games if you try to access the menu. And then Beta 3 is basically a whole bunch of more bug fixes here. We're not going to go all the way through the bug fixes, but at least in terms of the bottom section here, they adjusted the base stat calculation for level 1 to 80 so that HP is no longer rounded down. This only affects the Ranger, giving it 4.5 HP per level instead of 4. They adjusted the base stat calculation for 81 to 100 to give 3 HP per level instead of 2. Many unit substats have been adjusted. Expert/units are stronger. Chaos/units boast substats. And some 9-star Proto/units had their penalties adjusted. They added Chaos Unit Exchange in the Cafe. Cost gold medals. Have the amount of Arena Badge if... Arena Badge 2 necessary to exchange Extend Code 2 and Lambda Grinders. Picking up items with quantity limits, Monomate and Scape Doll will now automatically send them to storage. And they fixed the incorrect font when using grinders. Beta 4 was pretty quick here. In fact, well, actually no, it's actually so large that they decided to just put it in the complete patch notes. What we've been getting here on the Discord was just a small snippet of the changes. But Beta 4 was overall just a minor balance change, quality of life changes to challenge quests, and a lot of bug fixes to pave the way to new bugs introduced by those fixes. And then starting with Beta 5, they put out a survey, which they're asking for players to go ahead and fill out. And then for the patch, they updated the Ranger auto turret type skill to keep building chain even after chain break. Then to coincide with the above change, Bravis's remote guidance potential was nerfed from 200 to 50% fire rate on auto turret. They fixed an issue where AIS's attack stats were much lower than intended due to the changes done to the difficulty scaling system.
Wait, they added AISs to this game?
Yes, I believe that happened back with the original 2.0 release. They fixed an issue where some non-menu inputs would slip through in menus and toggle things, like level sync. They fixed an issue with an invalid ethereal wick drop in 7-1. Fixed an issue where cleansed frame was more common than intended from boss enemies other than Viper. It's always Viper. And they fixed an issue where the weakness debuff inflicted some bosses in very hard. Actually didn't do anything. And then, we're currently at release candidate 1. So, this potentially could be the final version, but we'll have to see. They added Rappies to the game. They may randomly spawn in campaign and free field in very hard difficulty. Sans, were you going to say something?
No, I'm just laughing because it's like, yay, Rappies.
They added a new quest boost that guarantees the appearance of at least one Rappie for campaign missions. Both it and the EXP rare drop boost may be active on the same mission. The added Rappie-related drops fixed an oversight that the Ganil-type Harbingers not to spawn, or rather that it caused them to not spawn in very hard campaign quests. EXP in free field has been reduced by 80% for hard and 33% for very hard. This is mostly to prevent players from outright skipping hard mode. They added new expert/units, added a new exchange under currency exchange for expert/units, and updated gold medal exchange to let players purchase 10-star frames and units. Revamped the photon blast gauge to display a percentage. The gauge also now has 7 instead of 8 segments. Rebalanced chaos/cure ribbon to have ailment debuff duration instead of preventing them outright. They lowered the shock chance from turrets from 10 to 5%. Fixed a bug with the PSE burst drop capsule where drops would sometimes not be distributed if players left mid-game or the server was a dedicated server. They fixed a bug with the 13-star abnormal double saber where blocking an attack would cause errors. And they fixed a bug in FF depth investigation where map nodes compiled improperly, causing weird inconsistent collisions around the pit near the spawn area. And again, they asked players to fill out the survey if you haven't already. And the last note is that right now Lat is currently in the process of moving, so the final patch may not be out until they get settled wherever they're headed. So yeah, there is a lot happening in the community outside of Phantasy Star Online 2 New Genesis. So if you haven't checked any of this stuff out before, now is actually a really good time to do it.
And no joke, like this ROM hack, or not, I wouldn't say ROM hack now. This mod of SRB2 is really fun. It legitimately is very fun.
Yeah, I did a stream of it. I think it was last year or the year before when the original 1.0 was out, and it was a ton of fun. But yeah, did anybody else want to bring anything else up here today?
Nope, that's all I have.
That is all I have as well.
Alright, then that brings us to the end of this episode. On behalf of Rooks, Xance, and myself, thank you for joining us today. Day has dawned. Have a great day, everyone.
Jenny.
Have a good day.